Shalom, shalom, welcome to the garden. And I want to do just a quick tour because I'm trying to get an update of everything. As you can see, we have a lot of garden cleanup to do. The rain has been just causing, everything to grow, including the grass. I'm going to get over there later, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get there. This bed right here, this is the kale, and I'm gonna come in and remove all the grass from here. I have to do that periodically, but the only plant that doesn't look like it's doing too well is that one right there in the corner. It does look like it's being infected by a pest, so I might just remove these plants altogether, to be honest, to protect the other ones. And I see something, kind of starting to happen over here, so I actually need to find right there, I need to find a nice, good, natural insecticide. And I planted a zinnia here just to see what it would do. And it's, starting to put on a bloom, but I'm expecting it to get tall. Hopefully it does. Then we have some basil here that I planted in these pots. I actually got all these pots here from Facebook Marketplace. These pots here, and I've transplanted corn in the ones here, and there's some herbs, a yarrow, there's another zinnia there, and then basil, which is actually didn't make it there in that one. But we have strawberries in these grow bags here. I'll do close-ups later, but I have 2 more grow bags of lettuce right here. And then this actually was the bed that I was kind of putting all my compost in, like all kitchen scraps. And then there was a volunteer collard plant, but I'm letting it go to seed. And I'm going to collect those seeds because I did make a collard wrap off of it. And it was really good. And it was just growing out of the compost pile. So that cardboard right there, I put some watermelon rinds under it. And somehow something still found its way into the garden. But anyways, right here was a pile of dirt, and I have planted some beans, and they are actually starting to put off. Beans are, starting to develop here on these. This is the jade variety of green bean. And then I have a long Thai soldier. It's a purple bean. And then I have some petunias. I think these are petunias here that were at the front door, but I had to move them and I put them back here, and they're being shaded out, but they're still alive. So just a little pop of color on the side there. But let me make sure I don't leave those there. So I have some cucumbers in here. These were some seedlings that were kind of like struggling in the seed starting tray. And I put them in this pot, and they're finally starting to respond. 2 of them, only 2 of them made it. Actually, it was like 3, but the third one didn't make it. And so we have one small one here. They're two. They seem to be probably too close together, but we'll see what happens in time. And I had put bok choy, but the bok choy, this not the season for bok choy, so it didn't. Like, this is actually remainder of it, and it's starting to go to seed. They stayed in the tray just entirely too long. But I have some basil here. This is more basil, and hopefully it'll continue to do its thing because I want a large pot of basil. And then this is the oregano, and it was like small for the longest time. I put oregano here too, so I'm hoping to get a big pot of that, the oregano. And then we had just recently put in this in-ground garden. I ran the tiller, and I made this little patch here, and I also did one at the Youth Life Center that I have a garden relationship with. And I transplanted all my tomatoes here, and it was a struggle. This is a struggle. Okay, so I had to multiple in the seed starting tray. There was like maybe 3 or 4 plants per tray, and I was planning on thinning them out. But I did try that with some okra, which wasn't successful, actually. This is a cucumber. There was a couple of okra plants that I had tried to plant that didn't make it because I separated them and they went to shock. So there's these okra plants that have gotten bigger that I can, probably separate now. At this point, there's 3 of them right here, but I'm just gonna let them grow up larger before I separate them, because that was just really disappointing, because okra is my favorite. And here's some zinnias. It was two. You see there, two of them. So this one is starting to grow more from since when I first transplanted it initially, and this one I guess is probably just too close. So I don't know. I might move it, but I still have some, like, several things to plant. Like this is the amaranth, which, I mean, all these things are just they're in here too long, but I'm trying to find places to put them. I'm still working on it. But let's go back to these tomatoes here. This was like maybe 4 plants, and now that they're the rain has caused them to kind of, like, you know, do a nice good explosion of growth. Now they are leaning over, so that's fine. I'm not gonna try to transplant these. I think I'm just gonna maybe separate them. I mean, like, probably prune the suckers so that they have more space to do their thing. But I think I'm just gonna leave them right here. And then here's some basil. I bought this basil the same time I bought the basil in that bag for that pot right there. But this one actually is okay. It's actually looking like it's getting eaten, but I need to come through and do some pest control. But I love basil so much, and hopefully I'll have enough to share. But this is just a row of tomatoes. I have to come and clean up all the weeds and things, but because they were like struggling in that seed starting pot, I feel like that's, you know, they're a little weak, and so they have to they bent down to keep growing for some stability. But at some point I'm gonna come back in with some stakes, most high willing. But I also did do some watermelons. I think these either the watermelons or the cantaloupe, and I just had to rush and put them in because I actually did tomatoes, okra. It was okra here, and there was nothing here for a while until I realized, oh, I can. So the plants that died here, I just replaced them with the watermelon plants. So we'll see how those do. And then I did a sunflower here, which is not looking like it's doing much right now, but we'll see. All of my plants were just in the seeds, in the trays for too long. More tomatoes. I think that's the same okra. No, that's more okra. And let's see, this is either a cantaloupe or a watermelon right here. 3 plants. And I'm gonna just let them grow. Not even gonna separate them. This is the 1,000-head kale, which is looking like it's getting eaten up. And this is another kale that is also getting eaten up. This is the dinosaur kale, the Nero di Toscana. I need to do some pest control. But I had a whole tray of peppers, and this is the only one that survived. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's holes in all my plants.